Hi everybody! Today's review is devoted to the 4-channel amplifier of AMD Lab company am104dsp. Yes, the abbreviation of DSP means the existence of built-in digital sound processor. But processor's operation will be discussed in the separate review, and now the amplifier. In direct and figurative sense of this word. This is the 4-channel amplifier with power rating of 100 watts RMS per the channel. Power is sufficient for the majority of installations. There are other amplifiers in a line, both with less and greater power. If we have the time, we'll consider them also. The amplifier works in a mode of AB class. Channels can be switched on in pairs by the bridge. Thus, the output power will reach 300 watts. The amplifier is delivered in a cardboard box with a good polygraphy. Except for the amplifier, the set includes the user's manual in Russian. In electronic form, it can be downloaded from the manufacturer's website. Connecting cord, sticker with a logo, pair of fuses and 4 mounting screws. Hex nut wrenches are not included, as all terminals are made for a Phillips screwdriver. The amplifier is mounted in the solid case from aluminium. The arrangement is traditional. Inputs are from the one side, outputs from another. The weight of the amplifier about 2.5 kilograms. The sizes 230 by 210 by 48 millimeters. The amplifier is easily stripped down that we have made. We were pleased by very competent design and implementation. It is made effectively. There is an access to any element of construction. All 4 channels are powered from one source. There are 3 condensers in the primary circuit for 3300 microfarads, in the secondary 4700 microfarads in the shoulder. The transformer is quite big. The voltage converter is implemented according to the traditional diagrams of TL494. The massive amplifier frame serves as a heat sink, where it is screwed power transistors of the transformer, rectifying diodes and transistors of output stages. There are 2 versions of this amplifier. In one of them, the additional fan of cooling is set. If you amplify without fan, the manufacturer recommends to leave between the bottom of the amplifier and the mounting surface a gap for the best cooling. Despite quite a big standing current, the amplifier is slightly heated in a silent mode. From one side of the amplifier we see 4 pairs of screw terminals for loading connection. The lower number of terminals is connected to the GND power ground. Self-diagnostics indicator, power indicator, 2 fuses with total nominal value 80 amperes, power connectors, plus and minus, and remote input. The body diameter of the power terminal is slightly more than 5 millimeters. It connects with 10 square millimeter section power lead. From the other side, there are connectors for the module setup, switch-off configuring method. In the left situation, set up by means of the external module, in the right, by means of the computer. The USB connectors for PC, indicator of PC connection. 2 pairs of input RCA slots. There are no any managements of filters in the amplifier, as all settings are made from the external device, whether it is the computer of the specialized module, which can be bought separately. Let's start the measurements. First of all, connect the amplifier to the computer and drop all DSP settings in 0. Provide a power. The switching on indicator simply blinds. And why the manufacturers from Southeast Asia are so fond of blue LEDs? But logo illumination on the top panel is made very nicely and looks just fine. The supply voltage during the measurements was 12.7 volts. In a silent mode, the amplifier consumes current about 1.5 amperes. But if to recall that in addition to the amplifier, there is a full-fledged audio processor, agree, it isn't too much. For measurements, we use the precise audio interface M-Audio-Delta192. Give the test signal to the amplifier input from the output of a measuring card. Connect a dummy load to an output of the amplifier and through a normalizing device an input of a measuring card. And now start the well-known program Write Mark Audio Analyzer and measure the basic parameters of the amplifier. The measured AFC is linear. However, at frequency of 20 Hz, non-switched off filter subsonic gives a small blockage. The operating range of the amplifier stretches upwards to 40 kHz on 2 dB level. You can see from the resulting table that, in general, the measured figures of the amplifier parameters match the figures declared by manufacturer with precision of measurement error. We won't hide, we like the amplifier very much, and as for the built-in audio processor, watch in the following reviews. Thanks for your attention.